You've probably heard about the telepathy tapes. It claims some people can communicate telepathically. Let's look at that. The series calls it a breakthrough, but is it actual telepathy or is something else going on? The technique they use is called spelling to communicate. A person points to letters with a partner's help.
Now, this is really just a new name for an old, controversial method called facilitated communication.
Over the years, it's been called a lot of things, but the basic idea has always been the same. And you can see this cycle, right? Rebrand it, promote it, and then the professionals warn everyone. Which brings us to the most important question. Who is actually writing these messages? Well, scientists recently did a huge review of the research to find any real proof of authorship. They started by looking at more than 6,000 different studies and records, a massive search. And they were looking for one thing, controlled experiments that could actually prove who was typing. After going through all that data, you know how many they found? 0. Not a single one. Their conclusion was simple. The claims that the disabled person is the author, they just aren't scientific. But wait, the podcast claims it has proof, so let's break down their so-called telepathy test. Basically, the facilitator sees a secret word and then helps the non-speaking person spell it. So, you're left with two options. Is it telepathy, or is the person who knows the answer guiding the result? So, you might ask, if it's not real, what's the harm? Well, the consequences can be truly devastating. First, it keeps people from using real, evidence-based communication tools that could actually help them. It also causes huge problems in school, setting up students for failure instead of genuine learning. But here's the most dangerous part. The risk of false accusations of abuse is incredibly high. And this isn't just a possibility, it's happened. There were over 50 documented court cases. Messages, likely authored by the facilitator, have torn families apart and even sent people to prison. That's why this is considered pseudoscience. It's a claim presented as science, but with no real proof. And here's the kicker. When asked to do simple scientific tests to prove it's real, they refuse. Which really leaves you with one final question. If it's real, what's the harm in proving it?